My final video is on an extremely successful lesson I had during the final weeks of my professional placement. This lesson was based to tie together all the mental strategies that we had learnt throughout the week in addition. In particular, skip counting, something that students often had difficulty understanding if the beginning of the number started at 0. Today was a quick, brief mini lesson at the start to ensure students understood split strategies and number lines. Students were given an independent worksheet that they were to go away and complete as a mini post-test for my own records, in particularly for mental maths in my research action plan. I did, however, have a small focus group on the floor at the beginning of the independent working time with my lower ability students to ensure that they were on task. This proved extremely successful for one particular set of boys who seemed disengaged for the majority of my lessons, and if they didn't seem to understand something straight away, they just refused to continue. By introducing a series of manipulatives, including MAB blocks, abacuses, 100 charts, and physical number lines, it was something that was extremely exciting to see the boys become so engaged in and working as a small group. I was hesitant with the group because these 4 boys tend to be quite destructive and distractive to other students as well. I took a chance because they were so enthusiastic to let them work independently as a group, and I was so impressed to see, as you would see in some of these pictures, they were coming back for more. I ensured through previous lessons where students zoomed through class through worksheets and I had nothing else prepared. Today I ensured that I had more than enough just in case the students really excelled and completed their work quickly. What surprised me the most was these boys zoomed through everything, were so excited when they were getting things right, in particular one boy who has had severe behaviour issues throughout last year and this year, one who I worked very hard with to create a relationship with to ensure that he felt comfortable with me and I got the work out of him that I needed. Being an hour class again for maths, we did have a integrated studies class after maths. However, with my mentor's permission, we did run a little overtime as the students were responding so well to the activities. Through some of the worksheet pictures, you can see students were finishing quite well, getting majority of it right, wanting more, and ensuring that they understood. We would do a quick recap at the end of the class where all students were very eager to show their findings and if they were correct or not. Overall, for me as a teacher, it was extremely exciting and liberating to know that you had found a moment that had clicked, that the students were on board, they were focused, and they were eager and excited to continue working. One comment I had from one student, which was quite eye-opening in a sense, it made me rethink the use of using manipulatives, is it was a student who was in my focus group in the beginning. We were using abacuses, thinking that a bead system visually in front of her would be easier. She was struggling. She didn't vocalise it, something that I, as a teacher, maybe should have paid more attention to and saw if she was struggling. She took it upon herself to find a different manipulative as the hundreds charts that I had for other students. She came up to me afterwards and said, "Mrs. Toogood, I couldn't use the abacus. It was too confusing. When I got to 10 and I had to use the next row, I lost count. So I grabbed the numbers, the hundreds chart, and that was so much easier to use than the abacus." I commended her and said I was so proud that she took the initiative to find another way to find an answer rather than just sitting there and doing nothing. A student that's normally so shy, who strays away from doing work, seeing that everyone else was so on task, it encouraged her to stay on task as well. Overall, this has been a wonderful experience, particularly focusing on maths, a subject that I am often quite hesitant in teaching. I've walked away feeling confident with a folder full of amazing resources, contacts not only in my mentor but in the leadership team of the school, that I can come away feeling that I have achieved what I needed to within this placement, but with a added hunger to go away and learn more and get much more experience before ultimately aiming to have my own class.